Hey y'all, HH-BlueDynamite here for another RWBY video, and it's a theory video involving one of my favorite characters in the show, Ren. And one little interesting thing that I've been noticing lately since really Volume 4, and that involves Ren's emotional state, or at least his lack of control, or as it puts here, Ren's emotional instability. Ren was introduced as calm and collected, in contrast with his rambunctious and hyper childhood friend, Nora. He's usually a man of a few words that, when speaking, means 1,000 things. Now, especially 3 episodes into Volume 8, Ren's tolerance level have plummeted downwards to a worrying degree and is now prone to emotional outbursts. A calming character doesn't usually lose their cool so easily, even in stressful situations. So, why is this happening? What has caused this? Keep in mind, spoilers ahead. Spoilers ahead. Early in the series, Ren was Nora's polar opposite. He was calm and collected, the voice of reason, and usually the one who keeps Nora grounded whenever she tells an exaggerated tale or makes destructive decisions. He's hardly spoken unless spoken to, and it's sometimes words of wisdom and advice. Despite this, he's not above going along with silly antics and even has a humorous side to him. Over the course of the journey after the fall of Beacon, Ren has been having a hard time keeping his emotions stable. It seems to have started in Volume 4, when Team Ranger came across a dying huntsman. When the huntsman succumbs to his injuries, Ren didn't want to stay around any longer. Later in the volume, he didn't want to step foot into Kurayuri, going as far as being argumentative with his team, and when he encountered the Nakalavi for the first time in years, he gave in to his rage and anger, lashing out and attacking the Grim, throwing caution to the wind, pretty much. It wasn't until if it wasn't for Nora literally slapping sense into him, he could have easily been killed. After that, everything seems to be going well with Ren. That is until they arrived in Atlas in Volume 7. When stakes were rising, Ren started to become more cold towards others, especially Jean and Nora. Especially Nora. Even starting to agree with most of Ironwind's methods. Before that, he even got into a heated argument with Nora involving their relationship. When he tried to get the lamp back from Neo, who has disguised herself as Nora, she used Ren's closeness with her to get away. Tears fell from his eyes shortly afterward. Basically, since his feelings towards Nora was basically used against him by Neo. Frustrated they have lost a relic and under gunfire, Ren yells at Nora, prompting Jean to scold him. In Volume 8, he and Nora have differing views on how to save people of Mantle, and when Fiona remarked how odd it was that they, Yang, Jean, Ren, and Oscar, don't have the rest of their team with them, Ren walks away, with again looking rather frustrated and agitated. So, what's happening to Ren? What's prompting these strange outbursts? Well, at least strange to me, at least, because it just seems kind of crazy that, again, such a calm character is suddenly losing all semblance of calmness and balance with their emotions. There are 2 things that may be part of this, however. Ren has shown numerous times that he has extrasensory perception. This is probably an advanced aura ability that Ren was able to master, as we actually have seen this little ability before, at least we've actually read it. If anyone has read the book, I think it was called After the Fall, which follows a different team, Team Coffee, where you have a character named Fox who has his has a similar ability as Ren. Among the variations of extrasensory perception is something called clairempathy. Basically, it's like clairvoyancy, but instead of, I think, visions or memories, clairempathy allows the user to detect emotional resonances from others. The reason I bring this up, or even chose this, is because aura seems to be linked to emotions as well. This could mean that Ren has some level of empathy too. Empathetic people tends to be prone to strong emotions, which can overwhelm them. Atlas, especially Mantle, seems to have heavy tension due to current events, and Ren may be feeling the effects of it, as he's always seems to have he's always like has that ability turned on. And I guess with people with empathetic abilities, it's not really easy to turn that off, at least as far as I know. Another thing to factor in is his semblance, tranquility. While described as merely masking negative emotions, it seems to be doing more than that, as he was able to calm down with his first use of it and was able to do the same for others. It's possible that he has been using his semblance to keep his negative emotions at bay since childhood in order to cope. This is not a good thing. Ask anyone and they tell you that keeping your emotions in for a long time and could eventually do more harm than good, as you wouldn't know how to handle them properly. Very similar to how Blake relied on running away and Crow relied on alcoholism to get away from their problems, Ren is doing the same with his semblance. And like the previous two I just mentioned, it becomes a big problem and not a healthy defense mechanism. This could possibly explain why Ren could easily get exhausted and winded. He's been using his semblance to keep himself calm in stressful situations. In fact, I think after the defeat of the Nukkalavi, I'm starting to think that Ren maybe stopped using his semblance to control his emotions less and less. Again, making him because he's been using his semblance to keep himself calm all this time, he doesn't know how to properly handle his other emotions, especially with his possible feelings for Nora, which causes him to lash out because he just don't know. So, seeing this, I have 3 words to say, and I'm probably going to kick myself in the butt for this pun. Ren needs help. He doesn't need to get his crap together. He needs to sit down with someone and vent out his frustrations, or else he would continue to lose his mind to his emotional imbalance. Oh, good lord. Imagine how he would react when he learned what Nora did in the 3rd episode of Volume 8. Oh my god. Shoot. Jeez. And that's it on this video. I hope y'all enjoyed this little theory video. I have another Ren-based theory coming up. It won't be next week. Let me just tell you that right now, because let's go and see something else other than Ren, even though he's my favorite character. But I wanted to talk about like something else too later on. But yeah, keeping your emotions in it does do more harm than good, because it would affect you mentally and psychologically, and really like brings out a lot of your stress, and all that stress would just do even more. I think it's something that Winter Schneese said in Volume 3, that emotions give you power, but if you let it rule you or do something like that, it will be a huge detriment. It'll just make you tire out more easily. And again, that makes me more worried for Ren in the future, especially again what happened with Nora, and now what happened with Oscar. Again, I am being vague as I can be with going on in case if nobody has seen that episode yet, and if you haven't, why haven't you yet? Then again, by the time of this video, which same day as my introduction video for RWBY. It's not made for public yet. But until then, I hope y'all have a blessed day, and please keep moving forward, especially at a time like this. Take care. Bye!